Management Association for having me invited to give a presentation on cyber laws. It's a very vast subject and deals with so many laws and bylaws and lot of other acts also involved in cyber laws. The main primary act relating to cyber laws is the Information Technology Act of 2000, which has been amended vastly in the year 2008. The main aim of enacting this law was to facilitate e-commerce. Unlike just when we say cyber, we immediately relate it to cyber crimes or something like that. But this act is not formulated for that purpose. It is for facilitating e-commerce and for giving legal recognition to transactions carried out by means of electronic data. That is the main idea. Of course, this act deals with other civil liabilities and also criminal liabilities. So, you must be all aware of this digital signatures and all related topics. That is one main content of this act. It deals in depth about digital signatures, how to use it, how to get a digital signature, what precautions we have to take, what safety measures we have to take, and in case we do not take such measures, what happens, and what is the law related to that. As you can see, this act deals with offences. Offences includes this cyber stalking, email hacking, fraud, cheating, and so many web jacking and so many other crimes. Let us now go into civil remedies. Let us not confuse civil and criminal. Both are different. Suppose some person comes and steals a laptop. That is a crime. Suppose some person comes and just does something on the laptop, just in the access. It may not be a crime. It may be just a civil action. For such civil actions, we can claim compensation. In case some damage is there, we can claim compensation. But if it is done with some intention to damage the computer or steal some data, then it becomes an offence. That is the basic difference between civil liability and criminal liability. With computers. Computers now, it is not just a hardware or something like that. It includes hardware, software, even a printer, mobile phone, even a small hard disk, anything related to computer, even a cable is a computer according to this act. So any offence committed against this will be covered in this act. We will just go into civil remedies. What is the civil liabilities? Generally, in other normal conventional law, we don't have any codified civil law, except for these contracts, special contracts and all that. We do not have any codified civil law. If any civil action has to be taken, it can be filed as such. We mostly depend upon law of torts for filing any civil complaints. But in this act, this civil liability is completely codified. So almost all actions done against a computer is coming under this law. You can just see this. If any person without permission of the owner or any person in charge of the computer or system accesses or secures access to such computer, and you can see a lot of actions are given: downloading, introducing any computer contaminant like virus and all, damages any computer, disrupts computer, causes denial of access, provides any assistance to any person in contravention of this act, or charges the services availed by a person to the account of another. Or destroys or deletes or alters the value of any information in a computer. Steal, conceal, alter any computer source code with an intention to cause damage. So that person shall be liable to pay damages by way of compensation to the person so affected. This is the main part of the Act which deals with civil liability. Almost all the scenario we see in day-to-day life about computer offences comes in this one section. Almost all are covered in this. The compensation can be claimed by the person so affected. Earlier in the first Act 2000, the compensation was fixed at for 1 crore. Now the limit has been removed because there is no cap on the compensation to be claimed. And the compensation has to be claimed at the adjudicating officer, not in the regular court, civil courts. It is to be filed in the adjudicating officer. But if the compensation goes above 5 lakhs, it has to be filed in the competent civil courts. For damages, we can just imagine a scenario: some person comes and just meddles with our laptop and we lose some data in that. Maybe he has not done it intentionally. It has been done by accidentally or just casually. But we have lost important data or something and we have incurred heavy loss. Then we can claim damages by way of compensation. This compensation can be compensatory, consequential, or exemplary, or general compensation for mental agony we have suffered. Exemplary, suppose we have lost some important data and the value of the data comes to around 1 lakh. Exemplary damage may be up to 10 lakhs also. And of course, there is a lot of court fees to be paid for such compensations. The other important section in this Act, compensation for failure to protect data. Any body, corporate possessing, dealing or handling any sensitive personal data. Sensitive maybe some important medical report or something related to our personal banking details or any such thing. And in the USA it is believed that even this social security number is a sensitive data. Any body, corporate possessing, dealing or handling any sensitive personal data or info in a computer is negligent in implementing and maintaining reasonable security practice. It becomes very necessary that we have to have proper auditing of computers, softwares and all that, and any person dealing with such important sensitive data have to be extra careful. And if they have failed to take any proper careful auditing and be negligent, then when it causes any wrongful loss or wrongful gain to any other person, such body party shall be liable to pay damages by way of compensation to the person so affected. That is one very important section that has been added in the new IT Act. So it is very important that any auditor company, lawyers company, or even hospitals, they take proper care to see that security practices are maintained. Now we will go to offences. As I told you, offence is doing something dishonestly or fraudulently. Just taking the computer is not an offence. There should be some dishonest intention or fraudulent intention to do that act. Then only it becomes an offence. So unlawful acts wherein the computer is either a tool or a target or both. That is the main definition of a cyber crime. There are different types of cyber crimes. One important is tampering with computer source code. The punishment given for this is up to 3 years and fine up to 2 lakhs. Next is computer related offences. Whatever I told you in the previous civil liabilities, whatever was there, when it is done with dishonest intention and fraudulent intention, it becomes an offence. The other thing which I was telling you was only civil liability. Which was not done with any fraudulent intention. But if the same act is done with a fraudulent intention, then only it becomes an offence. For this also, the punishment is 3 years imprisonment and 5 lakhs. The other thing is dealing with stolen property. Sending offensive messages, identity theft. Identity theft is credit card theft, even the password stealing. Those are all offences. The one difference between the civil liability and criminal liability is, in civil liability you can claim damages only if some damage has taken place. But in offences, just mere commissioning of the offence thing amounts to offence. There may not be any damage or anything. Next we can see this cyber terrorism. Cyber terrorism, that is the most dangerous thing in the act. This leads to imprisonment for life. Cyber terrorism need not be any terrorist act or anything. Just sitting at one place, click of a computer, you can damage any electrical things, stopping water supply, and even including the nuclear plants. Those are all cyber terrorism. There are different classifications of cyber crimes. Financial crimes, this is credit card frauds, accounting scams, online gambling, email spoofing, forgery, cyber defamation. Cyber stalking, this is harassing or threatening a person, web defacement, email bombing, keyloggers. Keyloggers are mostly used in the public places, public internet caves, where they can just collect details of banking details, passwords and all that, passwords of email accounts. That is why it is better always not to use public places for such things, banking and all those things.
What is email spoofing?
Email spoofing is, suppose we have an email abc@gmail.com. A person can create an account which almost looks similar to abc@gmail.com. There may be some very minute difference, or sometimes even the same name can be added with that. That is called email spoofing. So one goes to see that mail has come from my friend, but actually it may not be that. Email bombing, that is sending large number of emails to one party so that their inbox gets crashed. Just tell one web defacement. That is substituting original home page with another, usually defamatory or religious related. So this whoever wants this website, he may be liable to answer. Then Trojans, introduction of Trojans. Trojans are unauthorized programs. Just tell you one reported case. This happened in India. And one young lady reported she was working on some project in Mumbai and she was living in a single bedroom apartment. She made lot of friends and suddenly one day she found that lot of photographs were in the website. She was shocked to see that, and after investigation it was found that one of her so-called friends had introduced a Trojan. Trojan is an unauthorized program, and that Trojan would activate her web camera in her bedroom and also the microphone even when her internet was switched off. So it's always better to keep the laptop closed. We will go the reverse way. Then we are all very familiar with email frauds. We have been seeing daily on the paper, and also we get lot of emails asking for money and all that, email frauds. And publishing sexually explicit materials, but it holds 5 years of imprisonment. And web jacking, just like web jacking, this web jacking. And just tell one case in USA. One lady was the owner of a hobby website for children. She used to enter a lot of hobby games for the children. One such game was about a goldfish play. She was running a lot of such websites. Some persons were demanding a ransom from her, but she just ignored those. But what happened one fine day? A lot of complaints were coming. She had used the word goldfish for children to play with. It was a fun game, but that those persons were dropped the project. They replaced wherever goldfish was there. They replaced it with piranhas. Actually, piranhas is a very dangerous sort of fish, I think. So children believed this. They went to the shop, bought piranhas, and just started playing with it. They were seriously injured. So this lady became liable for the. She had to answer that. It's very difficult to come out of such problems. The essence of any crime is dishonest and fraudulent intention. But we should be very careful. And another thing, there are general exceptions in the Indian Penal Code, like any offence committed by a minor is not, anything committed by a minor is not an offence. Unsound mind is not an offence. There are a lot of such exceptions in IPC. Like that, these exceptions apply to cyber crimes also. complaints, but only written question that is not an exception. Only when somebody has forcibly given that is an exception. Correct, you are correct. So these are all the main points in this cyber law. And other things are the state prosecution, there are defense also. We need not keep worrying and there is defense also in any other, like any other conventional crime. And then the government has got power to monitor and collect traffic in our emails, websites and all that. They can collect the details. And sometimes they may ask us also, they need of collection data. They may ask anyone, any citizen of India, we are obliged to give them the password or whatever it is, so that they can collect data. And we will get in trouble. And police officers have power to enter, search and arrest on suspicion in a public place without warrant. So, in a public place is any railway station, public internet gate or such places. They have any suspicion about any crime is going to happen or is happening, they can anytime enter without warrant. Another thing is, this Act, the Information Technology Act, has overriding effect on all other laws prevalent today. So if suppose a crime takes place, cyber crime takes place, that has to be booked only under IT Act. That cannot be done under Indian Penal Code. But these are all the main highlights of cyber law. There are a lot of, and the abetment is also an offence. Abetment to commit cyber crime is an offence. Attempt to commit an offence also is a cyber offence. And now an interactive session, because it is a very vast subject. We cannot tell much in this 48 minutes. I have an interactive session, but I will try to do my best. And maybe I can also learn from your experience also.
Is that international law? How you would deal with the international law is the way to this one of friends how do you know that?
This act extends outside India also.
They will not be paid like
The power is there. But how far it will be successful in the do, we cannot tell. It is a long process. This act is not confined to India. Any other place also, any outside India also, this act applies. If the computer or any one computer is in India or any person in India is affected, this act extends to other parts of the world also. Only Information Technology Act. Information Technology Act. That is the primary act which deals with civil as well as criminal altogether.
There is no international law, but wherever the offence committed, the place where the offence committed, the police can take cognizance and investigate.
Yes, that is just like
go to other countries
yes,
and investigate.
yes.
That's so international law.
Yes, treaty is there. Treaty is there. Treaty is there with almost all countries. Only some few countries, I think Africa and all, they don't have any cyber facility. So it may be very difficult to.
Whether it is applicable in the Middle East.
I'm not sure, but so African countries do not have this.
how they have started to enacting law. Even our ITA has been enacted in the year 2000.
2000, and a lot of changes have come in 2008. And allied rules and regulations, a lot of rules and regulations are there. But this act is very infant stage. Implementing is, while we go to implement, we face a lot of problems in implementing. And understanding the subject itself is difficult for even police officers, they find it difficult.
Nowadays, police services are given training. I am retired Assistant Superintendent Police.
Okay.
I have investigated the case of ITI. So nowadays, during the course of training, basic training itself, they are regarding cyber.
இப்போ நிறைய training கொடுக்குறாங்க சார் for all police officers training.
Madam, there is a provision or a rule for use of telephones, something like do not to disturb. So in case that that provision under that person will be punished. But similarly, have you got any provision in something like when somebody sends an email where you are stranger or something, and similar provision or something is there?
No, not like that.
Okay.
That is only for telephones and all.
Yeah, not for emails.
Not for emails. Emails we can ban it ourselves. நம்ம இதுல வந்து தனியா நம்ம spams போட்டு வச்சுக்கணும்.
Supposing if something happens, either a civil crime or a criminal crime happens to me.
Okay.
So what's the first step should I do? Should I go and complain to the normal police station there? What are the steps to be taken for case?
If it is any very serious matter, it is better to approach the cyber cell. It is there in almost all cities. But otherwise, you can just trace yourself with the help of some software, hardware engineers. Persons you can trace, and after getting a stage, you can take some action.
But something like a criminal act, like passing a photography of a particular person, rather than punishing the person who was involved in that act, the priority is to stop the video or the photo to be spreading in the internet. So what has to be acted? To the cybercrime police?
Immediately you can go to the cyber.
Report to the nearest police station, and they will ask the cybercrime cell to take the case for this.
So you can go and report to normal police station?
Yeah. Nearest police station. Or jurisdiction police station.
There was
all, I don't want to say what is behind that. Now, with today's papers and the previous 2 or 3 days paper is explosive with IPL. And imagine it is reached like a very massive detective story. I was surprised. I never knew such things would be happening in this poor country. So, and God-fearing, spiritual, religious people, aware of Sajima Vidayate, I may well, can you imagine the things happening in this country? Now, the government has opened up to such situations. That is how they are introducing what is known as the Aadhaar. So that such a disease, such impersonations, or such things can be reduced. That is how it is taking place. Therefore, always the human mind is a fertile mind. It works for good, it works for bad. If things bad is happening, the right must be right. That is known as correction. This is a triangle. Three triangles. Then what is happening whenever a new law comes, it means you setting things correct. And that is overcome by other things. Then you go a step ahead like that. So I am happy